Evet, ilk yayınımıza başlayalım arkadaşlar. Nasılsınız? Ben Gökberk, Türkçe öğretmeniyim. Bir dakika. Evet, arkadaşlar, şu an çok fazla izleyici yok. Olsun, ben gene de konuşayım. Bugünkü dersimizde birlikte Türkçe cümleler kuracağız. Mesela evimiz hakkında konuşacağız. Şehrimiz hakkında konuşacağız. Değişik konular hakkında konuşacağız. Mesela insanlar hakkında konuşacağız. Ailemiz hakkında konuşacağız. Değişik konular hakkında konuşacağız. Tamam. Şimdi eğer henüz PDF dosyaları indirmediyseniz lütfen video açıklamasındaki PDF dosyaları indirin. Bu PDF dosyalarla birlikte güzel Türkçe cümleler kuracağız. Anlaştık mı? Tamam. Bu dersimizde ben hem konuşacağım hem de yazacağım. Böyle güzel bir ders yapacağız. Evet, henüz kimse gelmedi, kimse yok sohbette. Ben kendi kendime biraz sohbet yapayım o zaman. Kendim hakkında konuşayım. Benim adım Gökberk. Ben Türkçe öğretmeniyim ve İngilizce öğretmeniyim. Ben Bilkent Üniversitesi Amerikan Kültürü ve Edebiyatı bölümünden. Arkadaşlar hoş geldiniz. Eğer bu dersimizde merhaba Amin. Bu dersimizde sadece Türkçe konuşacağım. Tamam? Bu yüzden İngilizce fazla konuşmayacağım. Hep Türkçe konuşacağız. Sesim geliyor mu? Sesim duyuluyor mu? Sesim geliyorsa parmak atın. Tamam? Arkadaşlar sesim geliyorsa parmak gösterin. Evet, bu dersimizde ben Türkçe cümleler kuracağım. Türkçe pratik yapacağım. Ve sizin de örnek cümleleriniz okumak istiyorum. Siz de örnek cümle yazın. Tamam mı arkadaşlar? Şimdi tekrar baştan başlıyorum. Tekrardan herkese merhaba. Benim adım Gökberk. Ben hem İngilizce öğretmeniyim hem de Türkçe öğretmeniyim. Bugünkü dersimizde sizlere biraz Türkçe öğretmek istiyorum. Anlaştık mı? Tamam. Şimdi ilk olarak bugünkü dersimizde present perfect, şimdiki zaman ile ilgili cümleler kuralım. Tamam mı arkadaşlar? Bir dakika. Share screen. Tamam. Gözüküyor mu? Tamam. Şimdi present to be, biraz yakınlaştıralım. Present to be. Şimdi present to be, yani şimdiki zamanda cümleler nasıl kuruyorduk arkadaşlar? Mesela ben öğretmenim. Burada önemli kelime öğretmen. Ama mesela sen nasıl deriz? Öğretmen. Sen öğretmen değil. Değil mi? Görmüyorsunuz mu? Bir dakika. Gözüküyor mu arkadaşlar? Yazı gözüküyor mu? Google. Ben gözüküyor muyum arkadaşlar? Neyse buradan yazayım o zaman. Evet, şimdi baştan başlayalım. Nasıldı? Ben öğretmenim. Peki, nasıl sen nasıl sen, how do you say you are a teacher? Nasıl sen öğretmenim demiyoruz. Öğretmensin diyoruz, değil mi arkadaşlar? Onu da yazalım. Sen öğretmensin. Peki, cümlede, sıfatı mesela güzel, yakışıklı, akıllı, zeki nereye kullanıyoruz? Nereye? Öne mi, arkaya mı? Okay. Bazı şeyler İngilizce. Okay, so how do we make a sentence using the present to be in Turkish? Gahar, do you know any Turkish? Did you learn any Turkish, Gahar? Can you make this sentence? 1 second. Can you see the screen? Can you see my shared screen? Can you see it? Let me know if you cannot see it, okay? Okay, so first we say the subject, right? And we say the noun or the adjective. And if there is a word, then we say verb. So ben öğretmenim, sen öğretmen. How do we say for the sen? O. So ben, sen, o. Biz, siz, onlar. Right? Okay. Can you see the screen? Or let me make it a bigger. 1 second. Oops. Is it clear? Can you see it? Is everything okay? 1 second. Let me make it bigger. Font. So sen öğretmensin. Sizin mesleğiniz ne arkadaşlar? What is your job? Meslek. How do we say job in Turkish? Let me write it. Sizin mesleğiniz ne? So the word here is meslek. Right? Gahar. Gohar. Senin mesleğin ne Gohar? So, what is your job? What do you do? Mesleğiniz ne? Along. Along, senin mesleğin ne? So how would you say I am, for example, an engineer? I am this, I am that. How would we say that in Turkish? Can anyone make a sentence for me? 1 second, let me fix this up. So this is my first live stream, so sorry if it's not really good. 1 second, let me move my camera. Like this? Okay. So Fabiola. So Amin said, ben öğrenciyim. Evet. Mesela ben doktorum. So Hacem, Gohar, Fabiola, how would you say your occupation? Mesleğin ne? So if someone asks you for your occupation, how would you answer them? Ben, evet, güzel. Along. Ben mühendisim. Ben öğretmenim. Evet. Peki, okay, so let's also try to use an adjective. So in Turkish, where do we use the adjective if you want to say someone is, for example, a smart doctor, an old, how would you say, an old student? So then we would say subject plus, so the adjective plus and the noun, right? Adjective, adjective. Ben öğrenciyim. Tamam, güzel. So let me give you an example. Oops, one second. Ben tembel bir öğrenciyim. Okay, so this is my example. So tembel, do you remember what tembel means? Do you know the meaning of tembel? Tembel neydi arkadaşlar? Hatırlıyor musunuz? Tembel neydi? For example, I always wake up. Oh, ben çalışkan bir öğrenciyim. So çalışkan is the opposite of tembel. Yes, Kohar. The correct answer is lazy. That's correct. Lazy. Also correct, Amir. Peki ben tembel bir öğrenciyim. Neden? Why? Çünkü because ben sınavlara hep geç çalışıyorum. So let me write that sentence for you. Let me write it here actually, it's better. Ben tembel bir öğrenciyim. This was the sentence. So, çünkü sınavlara hep geç çalışıyorum. So I don't know if you also came from Ali Hoca's lesson. Did you watch Ali teacher's lesson, online lesson? So which topic am I teaching? So today's topic is present to be. So we're going to add some adjectives inside. Then after we do some practice with the present to be, we're also going to do some genitive. Şimdi iyi mi? Tamam. So after that, we will do some genitive possessives. So genitive possessives is basically when you're showing ownership of something, right? For example, my car, benim arabam. So we're going to do that in a second. So the sentence I said here is ben tembel bir öğrenciyim. Çünkü because sınavlara hep geç çalışıyorum. So the first part of the sentence is suitable for beginner levels, but if you want to make it into a more detailed sentence, for example, intermediate level sentence, then you can say çünkü, because. Çünkü is because. So sınav is exam. Hep is always. Geç is late. And çalışmak is both used as work and study. Right? Okay. Ben tembel bir öğrenciyim. Çünkü sınavlara hep geç çalışıyorum. So can you make me some example sentences, guys and girls? So I want to see some of your example sentences. So can you give me some example sentences? If you can make it more detailed, it's better. If you cannot, it's okay. Let me see some example sentences. So right now we had Amin, Gohar, Hacem, and Along make a lot of sentences for me. So if you can make me some nice sentences, you can use the present to be that we just practiced right now, or you can make it into something more detailed, like this car is, or my job is interesting, my job is boring. So let me see some example sentences. If you cannot make example sentences, let's try to make some more sentences, and let's try to practice the genitive case, okay? So the genitive case is really important in Turkish. Why? Because, for example, benim adım Gökberk. So here we actually use the genitive case. So here we have ben. Ben is I, but me. But when you want to show ownership in Turkish, for example, I want to say my name, we cannot just say benim ad. We cannot just say benim ad Gökberk, because we have to put the genitive case and the possessive suffix. So these are two important topics we have to pronounce. We have to use in Turkish. So actually, we had a lesson on the genitive case and the possessive suffix, right? If you watch the Speaking Turkish in 30 Days lesson on the website. 1 second. Let me actually share the Speaking Turkish in 30 Days lesson sheet. Let me change the first screen share. Screen share another file. Okay. Okay, so when we make, okay, let me see your example sentence. Bugün sınav. Bugün sınav var. Bugün ne sınavı var? Ne sınavı? Türkçe sınavı? İngilizce sınavı? Ne sınavı var? Yes, write me please. Another example is ben yorgunum çünkü çok çalışıyorum. Evet, okay. Nice use of çünkü. Çünkü çok çalışıyorum. Ben de yorgunum çünkü çok çalışıyorum. Çok video yapıyorum. Çok ders yapıyorum. Another sentence. Amin. Ben çalışkan bir öğrenciyim. Çünkü sınavlara hep güzel notlar alırım. Okay, so for this one, actually, let's make it something like this. Let me write it here. So there's a small mistake here. Oops, sorry. Ben çok çalışıyorum. So, I mean, you had some small mistakes, so I'm gonna ben çalışkan bir öğrenciyim. Çünkü sınavlar. So here there is a small mistake with the case marker. Sınavlardan hep güzel notlar alırım. So this one is a bit better. So you used the wrong case marker, okay? So you need to use the ablative done from the notes. Ben çalışkan bir öğrenciyim. Çünkü sınavlardan from the notes, from the exams hep güzel notlar alırım. Okay. So this is the correct version. Let's go back to our original topic. Okay, so we were going to check out the Turkish genitive case and possessive case, but first we need to understand how we use the bugün İngilizce sınavı var. So first we need to understand how to make the pronouns ben, sen, o, biz, siz, onlar. So first we need to understand how we turn this into my, yours, his, her, its, our, your, their. Okay? So the genitive case, as you can see, is always actually the same, right? So it's either the in or the nin. So the genitive case is either the in. Sometimes there's a buffer letter, right? Let me write it in. There's only two different ones. So there's also the im. So in, im, as you can see here. Ben, benim, sen, senin, o, onun, biz, bizim, siz, sizin, onlar, onların. So you can see it also here, right? So when we say for the pronouns, for I, you, he, she, it, for the ben, sen, o, it's always the same. It's always the first one. Why? Because of vowel harmony, right? So do you remember the vowel harmony, guys? The vowel harmony rule is, so whenever we attach a suffix to the end of a noun, a pronoun, we have to look at the last vowel. So ben here is e, benim. Sen is se. So it's always a se. For u, it's a bit different. O, nun. We have to select the u one. For biz, we have to select the id, right? And it's the same basically. So let's try to see some example sentences. So benim araba, arabam. So let's look at the chart again. So araba ends in a vowel letter, right? Araba. We cannot say arabaım. We have to add the appropriate letter. So if you want to say my car, we have to first say benim. Then we have to add the possessive suffix, which is this one, arabam. Then it becomes my car. Okay? But you can also say arabam. So you can say, for example, we don't have to say benim all the time. We can simply say, 1 second, arabam. So benim arabam and arabam are the same thing. So in Turkish, we don't usually use the pronouns a lot. The reason for this is because we can use the person marker. So öğrenciyim. We don't say ben öğrenciyim all the time, right? So we can say öğrenciyim, öğrencisin, öğrenci, o öğrenci. Öğrenciyiz, we are students. Or we can say öğrenciler, onlar öğrenciler, right? That's a good thing to know. I had a lot of students, even on intermediate level, sometimes they would still use the pronouns. They would say ben öğrenciyim, but we don't have to use that. So it's the same with the genitive case. So we can say arabam, my car, or bisikletin, if you want to say your car, right? Okul, okulu, onun okulu, okulu, evimiz, for if you want to say our house, or adı. Ad is the normal without the suffix. Adı is his name, her name, its name. Okay? Then if you want to say your, as in polite version, your friend. So friend in Turkish is arkadaş. Arkadaşınız, sizin arkadaşınız. If you want to say your as in normal, not polite version, ablan. And if you want to say my life, for example, then we say benim hayatım. Okay. So how would we say Ahmet's car? How would we say your friend? So your friend, you know, but how would you say Ayşe's friend? Can you write me the answer? Can you say Ayşe's friend in Turkish? Let me see if you can write it. Or if you want to say something else, write a sentence. Örnek cümle. Örnek cümle yazın arkadaşlar. So write your example sentence. Let's try to see some example sentences making basic genitive case possessive sentences. So let me share this. Let me change the share. 1 second. Let me make another share from my Google Documents. Nope. Chrome sekmesi. So benim adım is genitive possessive. Okay. One example. Ahmet'in arabası. Güzel. Ahmet'in arabası. From Gohar. Ayşe. Okay. Ayşe'in arkadaş. So there is a small mistake here. So there is something called a buffer letter. So Ayşe. So Ayşe ends with a vowel letter, and because Ayşe is a proper noun, we have to use the separating, right? So Ayşe'nin arkadaşı. Okay, so be careful with the buffer letters. So let me show you, let me share 1 second. So for the senin suffix, it was like this, right? 1 second. So senin is for consonants. For if a noun is ending in a consonant, we can just simply say in, like Ayşe in. But Ayşe ends with a what? With a vowel letter. So we have to use another vowel, Ayşe'nin. So actually there's onun. Oh, not this one. I copied the wrong one. Sorry. Ayşe, onun. Yeah. Okay, forget about the table. So Ayşe ends with a vowel. So if you want to say her or onun, you cannot say, as you can see, there's also a buffer letter for o, right? So it's similar actually. Ayşe'nin. Okay, Ayşe'nin arkadaşı. Ayşe'nin arkadaşı. That is the correct one. This is the correct one. Okay, so Ahmet'in arabası. Ahmet'in. Okay, this is correct. Why it's correct? Because Ahmet ends in a consonant letter, right? Oops, where did it go? So, it's here. Okay, so Ahmet ends in a consonant letter, so we have to say Ahmet'in, but we don't say it like that. We say it like this. Ahmet'in arabası. Benim arabam. Okay, güzel. Benim arabam. And Ahmet'in arabası. Güzel. Okay, so let's make this a bit more complicated. So I'm gonna write some example sentences in English, and let's see if you can write these sentences in Turkish. So it's gonna be a small quiz, okay? So let's see if you can write these sentences. I'm gonna check the comments, and if you are the first one, I'm gonna give you 1 point. Okay, so the first person to get 5 points from this exam, I'm going to give you a 1 month bronze membership on the website. Okay, are you excited? So it's not a big deal. It's not that much, but it's a small quiz. So in 1 second, let me see your question. In place of "and," can I use? Okay, so for this one, for the genitive case and the possessive suffix, the buffer letter is only the ne sound. So we cannot use another buffer letter. So every case or every suffix that we're going to learn has its own buffer letter. So for the genitive case and the possessive case, we can only use the n when it's needed, or m. So you can actually see this on the charts. If you visit the Speaking Turkish in 30 Days lesson page, if you visit the genitive case and possessive lesson, I actually have the full chart there. So as in the chart, you can see which buffer letters are supposed to be added for specific pronouns or specific words. Okay, so you have to follow the rules. We cannot, unfortunately, use different buffer letters. Okay, so let's get back to our quiz. So what was I saying? Okay, I'm gonna give 5 example sentences slowly, and whoever gets 5 points from this, then I'm going to give 1 month bronze premium membership on the Turkish website. Okay, so I'm gonna write the sentence. Okay, the first one is, so first one, their house, John's car, let's say Mehmet's brother, and final, job. Okay, so I have 5 English sentences. I want you to try to make these sentences in Turkish. So let's see if you can make these sentences. Let me check. Okay, I'm going to give you 1 minute. I want you to write it in the comments, because if I can't see it in the comments, I won't be able to give you points. So whoever gets 5 points, I'm also going to write the first person's name. Okay. Along. So Along has 1 point. Also, try not to use Google Translate. So if you're using Google Translate, you're only fooling yourself. Try to use your own knowledge, or try your luck. Even if you don't know how to make the sentence, try your luck. Okay. Onların evi. Another point. Along. So Gohar. Gohar has 1 point. Benim işim. Okay, so there's still chance. If you can, onların evi. So we have how many? 5 sentences. So if you can give me 3 more. Benim işim. Along. You lost your chance. Gohar was faster than you. Onun kazak. Okay, so Kazak is, so onun kazak. So Kazak, we have to add a K letter. So the special thing about Kazak is, so Mehmet'in, I'm gonna get that to that 1 second. So special thing about Kazak is there is the K letter. So in Turkish we have consonant variation. We have to change the K to a soft G, right? We have to add a soft G. We have to also add a possessive suffix. So if you like, you can check out the table. So onun kazak, let's see. Mehmet'in kardeşim. Okay, so we need to do a lot of practice on the genitive case and possessive suffix. So it was going pretty good. But when we try to use different suffixes for different pronouns instead of ben, it becomes problematic. John'un arabası. Okay, 1 more point for you. So this one is also correct. Okay, so if we can get, actually, so we finished 4 sentences so far. So I'll have to give Along Jamir a 1 month bronze membership. Okay, Along. So try contacting me from the Instagram. Okay, so on Instagram, send me a message with your name and stating that which sentences you want. Okay, so try to write all the sentences in your Instagram message and try to say your name so I won't forget it. Okay, I'm going to send you a 1 month premium membership or bronze membership. So let me check out the other sentences. So his jacket is onun T, right? Rica ederim Along, sorry. So your name is a bit difficult. Rica ederim Along. İyi günlerde kullan. So use it in good days. So let's look at the sentences. So their house. Onların evi. So M'de Danish. Onların, okay, it's correct. Onların, we can say onların evi and we can say onların evleri. So the difference between the first one and the second one. Ev here is the first singular. So for example, a group of people are only using one house, then we can say their house. But if you say onların evleri, it becomes like they all have different houses. They all each have one house. So if you want to say like that, onların evleri. So görev is a bit different actually. Benim görev. So görev is actually like mission. So for job, we can say iş or meslek. It's a bit better if you want to say it for job. Okay? So let me look at the other sentences. John'un arabası, right? John. Oops. Do we add John'un? Why don't we add any John'un? Because John ends in a consonant. John'un arabası, right? Mehmet's brother. So did anyone write Mehmet's brother? Gohar, evet. Mehmet'in kardeşi. Okay, my job. So the word for job in Turkish is iş or meslek, right? Meslek ends in the K letter. So we can say it like this. Benim işim, as you can see, işim. But meslek is a more difficult word. We have to say benim meslek. We don't say meslek. We have to soften the K. Mesleğim. Why? There's a consonant assimilation. Benim mesleğim. Okay? Okay, so let's look at some example sentences. So actually, we're going to try to make some example sentences. 1 second. Let me drink a water. So I'm going to open up some words describing people. Nope, not this one. Not this one. Let's use this one. Okay, so I'm going to share a screen again, another screen. Okay. So in this screen, we're going to look at some people. We will see their names, their occupation, their age, so different kinds of things. 1 second. So share a screen again. Pencere. Tam ekran. Chrome sekmesi. Nope, not this one. How do we share it? 1 second. Share. So I'm trying to share a PDF here, but I don't know how to share it. So I'm going to share the screen instead. Okay. Share screen. Pencere. Buldum. Tamam. Okay. So here we see some people. So let's try to make these sentences. Let's try to describe these people in Turkish. So we can see the name is Tom. His country is the USA. His age is 13. Hair is brown. Eyes are brown. So if you like, we can also try to describe their clothes and interests. If you don't want, we can just try to describe the first 3 things. Okay? So anyone write me some example sentences with these? So let me see your example sentences. So how do we say his name is Tom? We just learned it a little, right? His name is Tom. How do we say it? Can anyone answer? Along, Gohar, Hacem. So how would we say his name is Tom? If you cannot answer, I'll try to answer it then. So let me write it. Onun adı Tom. Right? Onun adı ha. Gohar sen de yazdın. Güzel. Along. Onun adı Tom. Okay, onun adı Tom. So how do we say he is from or he is American or he is from America or the United States? Can anyone tell me? O something something. O. So we can make the sentence with the genitive and the possessive case, or we can simply say American instead of from America. So there are different ways to say this actually. So we can say like this, or American, or let's say I'm gonna check out your sentences in a moment. 1 second. Okay, so we can say it a bit like this. O Amerikan, o Amerika'dan. Oops, Amerika'dan geldi. I wrote it wrong. 1 second. O Amerika'dan. Now it's better. O Amerika'dan geldi. So Amerika'dan. So ablative case, right? Amerika'dan geldi. Or we can say o Amerikalı. So how would we say that this person's name? 13 yaşında. Right? How would we say Tom is 13 years old? I actually just gave out the answer by mistake. If you picked up the answer, then it's good. If you couldn't pick up the answer, then okay, let's see. How would you say his age is 13 in Turkish? Anyone? So in Turkish, we would say it like this. 1 second. First let me check. O 13 yaşında. Evet, güzel. So actually you wrote the correct sentence. O 13 yaşında. Or you can also say Tom 13 yaşında, o 13 yaşında. So there are two different ways to say this. Okay, let's also check out Jose this time. So Jose is onun adı. So I'm going to give the answer for this one. So we're going to move on to something different. Onun adı Jose. O. So what's the word for Portuguese in Turkish? Does anyone know? I don't think anyone really knows it that much. It's not that known. So in Turkish, we say Portuguese for, how do you write Portuguese? Portekiz. Let me check. O 13 yaşında. Onun gözleri kahverengi. Güzel. Bu da güzel. Gözleri kahverengi. Bunun da gözleri kahverengi, siyah. So for Portuguese, it's actually like this, if you want to know. Portekiz. We can say Portekiz. I think it's Portekiz is the correct one. Okay? So basically, I would like you to do a lot of practice on the genitive case, on the present to be markers. I don't want to focus too much on this topic, okay? Portekizce. So Portekizce is Portuguese as in the language. Okay, Portekizce is different. Portekizli is Portuguese, as in the country. Portekizce is the language. Okay, so let's move on to another topic in Turkish. But before that, I would like uh, 1 second. So if you like, we can do some speaking in Turkish. So if anyone wants to join our live chat, give me a hands up or tell me. I'll send you a link. Then we can do a small chat. So we don't have much time left, by the way. Maybe 5 to 10 more minutes. So if you like, we can do a little speaking activity. So this is the first live stream on Turkishaholic. So I had a lot of trouble uh, thinking what to do on the live lesson. So because it's my inexperience, okay. So if you have any ideas, or for example, if you want me to speak more Turkish, if you want me to explain more Turkish grammar, if you want to do more grammar exercises, vocabulary exercises, write it in the message box below. So on the next lesson, probably it's going to be on the same day. So next Sunday at 6, 7 o'clock again in Turkey time. Okay, so GMT +3. So if you have any ideas for different kinds of lessons, for example, teacher, can we do more speaking? Teacher, can you explain more grammar? Or teacher, can you invite somebody to our to this classroom so we can talk? So last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, I joined Mr. Ali Teacher's YouTube channel, and I tried to do some example sentences. So it was a bigger channel. There were more people in the lesson, so maybe like 100 people. So it was really active. Okay, so if you have any ideas, any topics that you would like me to discuss about, you can also say them. Okay. Also, if you want to join the live classes, sometimes we can talk about different topics. Sometimes we can do some Turkish practice. Okay, so tell me, send me a message. Let's try to do some simple chat. So I will be on this part of the screen, you will be on this part of the screen, and we will try to do some speaking. Okay, so we can also do that. So I will do an poll in our YouTube channel, so you can talk about that. So for today, I want to congratulate Along for winning our small quiz. I'm gonna send Along a link to a free bronze premium membership. Merhaba. Merhaba Danish. MD Danish. So I'm going to send you a registration link. So I hope you like what we offer at Turkishaholic, and maybe later on you can try out our different memberships. So for today, maybe I'm going to keep it a little more short so we can try to think about different topics. So if you have any ideas, if you think something a little better, if you want to say we should do something else in the lesson, please tell me. I don't want to just focus on Turkish grammar. If you like, we can do a lot of speaking. If you want, we can do conversation. I can invite a teacher so we can talk about different topics. Just send me a message. So you can send me an email. Okay. So this is the first lesson. So I wasn't expecting many things, and it's okay. So you can send me a message, email me for ideas. Okay. So if you want to look for different types of things, if you want me to do different types of lessons, I will think about them. I will be more prepared. So this was like a test live stream. So I don't know if it was really fun or not. I will try to make it more fun in the upcoming lessons. Okay. So just let me know. So today I'm going to keep it short because it's almost 50 minutes. We've been doing the lesson for 50 minutes. Okay. And thank you again for joining. Even if it was just a few people, it's okay. It's the first lesson, and my channel is not big enough, so it will get bigger and people will more join it hopefully in the future. And There will be more messages in the chat box in the next lesson. Okay. Thank you again, guys. Thank you again for joining this lesson. Thank you, Along, Danish, and Gohar. So, in which day your live class take place? So, for the next week, it's going to be Sunday again. So, the 30th. Okay. So let me write it. Next live session, 30th January. Okay. Okay, so the next live session, so the next one, hopefully it will be a lot more active. It will be on the 30th of January. So it's going to be Sunday, next Sunday. So in 1 week, it's going to be on the same time. It's Turkish time at 7 o'clock in Turkish time here. And hopefully by then it will be a bit more different. There will be more people joining. Hopefully there will be more than 20, 30 people, I hope. So today it's going to be this much. Maybe next week I'll invite another teacher and we'll do a little speaking, or I don't know. Just give me the ideas, okay, guys? So give me any ideas that you would like to see in the lessons. It can be a grammar, speaking. We can play games, okay? Anything you like. Okay, so thank you again, everyone, for joining. I'm going to cut the here, and I hope you had a nice weekend, and I hope you'll have a nice week next week. And be careful. The weather is cold outside. Okay, so for grammar, I want a grammar. Okay, I'll explain a lot of grammar lessons. So I'll do a poll. So if people want more grammar lessons, I'll do it slowly and with a lot more example sentences. Okay. So thank you again for everyone. I have to see you again next week, same time. This is the 13th of January at 7. Okay. See you again, guys. Take care. Bye bye.